Hey everyone, Joe here. Well, today I want to do a review and hands-on demonstration of On1 Photo RAW 2019. This is the program that I now use to edit all my photos, and I really do like it, so I thought I'd kind of share it with everyone. So anyway, let's kind of get in here and show you On1 Photo RAW 2019. Okay, before we get started, this video is going to be broke down into 3 different parts. First is going to kind of go with features and stuff for you. Then I'm kind of give you a hands-on demonstration of me actually editing a photo. It's a real quick edit. It's not going to cover all the tools, but it kind of give you an idea of what you can expect in On1 Photo RAW 2019. Then finally, the third part of this at the end of the video, and I kind of give you my full thoughts and opinions of On1 Photo RAW. So let's hop in here and get started. Okay, features. Let's talk about the features here. On1 Photo RAW has quite a number of features, and which is really great because it's like the all-in-one photo editor. It doesn't matter if you're using layers, HDR, panoramas, focus stacking, portrait editing. It has pretty much everything. So yeah, let's just start it off. Layers, I said that, and it has an automatic alignment tool that you can use for layers and stuff. So if you want to do any kind of stacking of layers, really good for that. Masking tool. And a lot of photographers want masking and stuff, especially when kind of get rid of Photoshop completely or any other photo editing program. You just want everything on one little simplified tool. Yeah, this one has masking with all the different blending options and stuff that you could want. And, of course, HDR. Yeah, you have HDR editing and tools all in On1 Photo RAW, along with panorama tools and stuff so you can create panoramic photos. And, of course, like I mentioned, focus stacking, which focus stacking is actually new in On1 Photo RAW 2019, and it actually works quite well. Really happy to see that. And, of course, even if you don't do any kind of landscapes, HDR, panoramas, or anything, it has a lot of tools that focus on portrait editing. So if you're just a portrait editor, you're going to really enjoy this program quite a bit. And if you're coming from Lightroom, and you've been using Lightroom for a long time, but you kind of getting where you think you might want something more, something different. Good news, because now you can edit, import all your, say, your photo settings and stuff, and kind of migrate them into On1 Photo RAW 2019 using the Lightroom photo settings migration tools. So that's really happy to see. So, like I said, it's got quite a few different tools and stuff. So let's kind of go in here and kind of show you kind of a demonstration of the program actually in use. Okay, everyone. So here we are on On1 Photo RAW 2019. I want to kind of edit this photo to kind of give you a demonstration of what you can kind of do in On1 Photo RAW. This is a street photo from Macau. So this will be a little quick edit. I'm not going to try to go in too deep on this. Just kind of give you an idea of what you can accomplish in On1 Photo RAW. So anyway, let's kind of hop in here. And we can see... Started off, we have develop effects, portraits, locals. We got a lot of move, crop, text tool. Yeah, there's a text tool so you can put text on the screen. Local adjustments, faces you can adjust and stuff. A fixing tool, so there's something you want to adjust or view. You can zoom in, zoom out. Pretty nice. Let's click on crop here, and I want to kind of do a 16:9. So let's go ahead and click on that. And I'll pull this down, kind of get that street kind of run into that corner there, and keep the street lamps up. And I think that looks pretty decent right there, good enough. And just hit apply there. And, well, we got a photo for editing now. Now we'll go here, we've got a few things. Let's start with, get the On1 standard, landscapes, portraits, vivid, neutral. Then you get the camera ones, landscape, neutral. All pretty nice. Like I said, you can choose the standard one if you wanted to, or landscapes. Totally up to you. I think I'm going to put on camera landscape, which is kind of the profile that Canon 80D uses. And we kind of go from there. Now, there ain't a whole lot for me to edit on this photo, really, because I kind of got all the editing and stuff done in camera. And, I exposed everything correctly the way I wanted. There's a few things I didn't do, obviously, because I need to pull back the highlights, to pull back some details in those lamps. Yeah, I need to pull that back. And let me see here. Might want to pull up the whites, maybe. Just a little bit. pull up the whites a little bit. Now, of course, could do the shadows if I wanted to. But yeah, that wouldn't look too well. I think I'm going to pull up the shadows just a little bit, though. No. Yeah. Yeah, 5's close enough. Don't want to get too deep into this one. Of course, you got exposure and contrast as well. Don't really need that one at the moment. Of course, you can also dial them in, but the number pad and stuff if you wanted to. Of course, got structure and haze here. You know, gotta be careful and then, you know, add structure. Make things look a little more clear. Of course, got haze. Of course, it really isn't helping here because there's no haze for it to get out. But I gotta say, this little slider, this adjustment is really good. Even if you're not shooting in foggy areas. But for example, maybe you're at a zoo shooting through glass. And haze slider, nice little easy adjustment to kind of dial back some of that glare, haze look you get through shooting glass. Now I want to warm this up just a little bit. Let me say about 4,400, something like that. Yeah. What really also is really good is when you crank up like the vibrant stuff, you can pull up the vibrance over here if you want to, or lower it. I'm going to pull mine up just a 10. You can hit reduce vibrance on skin. That'll protect any like skin tones from people. And one thing I really do like about On1 Photo RAW right here is this purity tool. Now, I just pulled up so the vibrance a little bit and the temperature made it a little warmer. But, you know, some things like the white on this BMW here, this car, maybe you don't want it to look too yellow. So we can pull back the purity here. And that'll kind of, you know, help cut out any of the excess. Kind of makes the tones and stuff more neutral, you know, in the highlights here or in the shadows. So I can pull back just a little bit there. So like on 20 or 1920. That'll really help with the car right here just a little bit and keep a lot more than whites more neutral. I like that. Okay, then we got sharpening here. You got you can hit default, which is basic. Then you have low here. Adjust your sharpening up just a little bit. Your thresholds. Of course, also adds your noise reduction. Now you can manually go in and do this yourself, and which I highly recommend you do. But for this little quick demonstration, I'm just going to leave it on low. One good feature right here I want to point out is remove hot pixels. This camera, the 80D I have, does not have any hot pixel problems, but older camera like I had, like the 70D, did have some hot pixels and really show up doing long exposures. Remove hot pixels is really nice to have. Really happy to have that. Now, I am going to go ahead and just pull up the color here just a little bit at 25 and the luminance also to about 25, simply because this was, you know, shot at ISO 800. Could be a little rough, you know, in the shadows and stuff. I want to kind of get that out. Okay, let's go down here. Now we have our Canon profiles, camera profiles come up for your lens corrections. You know, you can adjust your distortion, your color fringing, and also your vignette fall off and all that mess right here. Now, I'm not going to adjust any of this, but it is there. And of course, the transform tool, especially if nice doing any kind of tilt shift, whatever adjustments, or any kind of wide angle lens that might be distorting stuff, you can adjust those right here. Obviously, not going to mess with that in this little demonstration, but I want to point it out that it is there. And also, if you want to add any kind of layers or whatever, you can add those right here. Add a layer. It'll ask you to choose one. You can add one and add an additional layer. That's I'm going to save for another tutorial, but I just want to point out that it is there in case anybody's looking for the layers option. And of course, you can also overlay the layers and everything else. Like I said, that's there for another tutorial. Well, actually for a tutorial later on. Let's go ahead and click on the effects here so it don't make this too much longer than it already is. Let's add a filter here. Let's see, we have a number of filters that I mentioned before. The ones I do want to add first will be a LUT. Let me go ahead and add a LUT here. I want to try to find, you know, black and white, color grading. I want to click on color grading and find Elton. Elton's one of my favorite ones. But I may not use that one. Let me try to find another one. Kind of look through here. Resolute. I kind of like it. Let's go ahead and go resolute. Now you can adjust the opacity for that if you wanted to. Kind of like the way it looks. Of course, you can also add more saturation or less. You can get that slider there. Contrast as well. And pretty simple. Dial it back to 0. Looks fine. Another filter I want to add is actually, where is it? Glow. Because I like little glow effect and all that. Now you can also add the filters and also do like masking and stuff. Really don't know what about with this one, but it is there. Let's, for example, let's close this mask. And let's choose one here. Now you can also go here to the side. I want to go Radiant Glow, or let me do Orton Clean. Ooh, no. Orton or Radiant Glow. Rich Glow, Radiant Glow. Strong, Soft. So hard to choose. So let's try Dreamland. This is the most extreme. Now you can automatically adjust it here if you want to, but you can also go up here to your mask, and you can also adjust the mask where it's applying it. So if you want to adjust it through there. But one way to do this is add a luminance layer to it, invert it. Now you can adjust that a lot better. But I'm going to delete that one. Just to delete mask or reset mask. Because, and I'm not going to really need it for this one. I just want to kind of demonstrate that. And let's see, we can also opacity, pull it back just a little bit. And I think that's looking pretty decent right there. Now, one last one here. I want to add a little vignette. Not vintage, vignette. Where is it? Vignette, there we go. And we're going big softy. Normally works pretty fine. Pretty good. Add subtle. Adjust the brightness here if you needed to. Now we got that done. We can easily hop back over to develop, and all our effects are still there. So now if we want to pull up something like the midtones or just overall exposure, everything looks pretty decent. Anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to show here. It was a quick demonstration. Now, this isn't really a great photo edit. I really need to sit down and, come up with a better way of editing this one. But I just want to kind of use this as a demonstration for everybody. Kind of get everybody the idea of what you can do in On1 Photo RAW. Now, I've had the levels up here closed. You got the navigate, levels, info. All this is up here as well. Like I said, if you're looking for replacement for Lightroom or even any other photo editing app, you can really consider this one. Okay, everyone. Well, that's it for the little photo retouching. I kind of wanted to just kind of use that as a demonstration, kind of give you an idea of what you might be able to do or accomplish in On1 Photo RAW, and kind of give you an idea of the tools and how to use them. So if you like that, video and stuff, I'm going to be doing quite a few different retouching tutorials on On1 Photo RAW, since it is the photo editing program that I'll be using for all my photos from now on out, at least for the foreseeable future. Now, my final thoughts on On1 Photo RAW is I really do like this program. And the reason that is because for many, many years, I've been wanting one program that can edit my photos in. All my photos. It doesn't matter if I'm using HDR, panoramas, focus stacking, or doing my portrait editing. I wanted everything under one roof, one software to kind of do it all. And On1 Photo RAW does do that. Now, there are a few programs, I'm not going to say a lot, there's actually not that many, that will kind of do everything, but none of them really do everything well. It's kind of like the jack of all trades. And On1 Photo RAW 2019 is kind of the exception to that, because not only does it do pretty much everything that most any photographer would want to do, it does it quite well. And it's only limited by the imagination and the experience of the actual user using the software. So, like I said, it's the software that I'm going to be using from now on out. I really do enjoy using, and it will be the program that I use from now, at least for the foreseeable future, because it's such a really good program. Now, like I mentioned, if you current Lightroom user, Photoshop user, and you're tired of jumping between programs, you're tired of going over to your HDR program because Lightroom's HDR is crap, let's be quite honest there, or whatnot, and like I said, you been wanting to join, go to another program, but you got all that Lightroom editing and stuff done. Well, like I mentioned, it's got a Lightroom, photo migration tool now, so you can import all those settings and stuff over into On1 Photo RAW. Then you can kind of adjust them if you want to adjust them any, or it might look all right. You just have to kind of adjust it because the tool actually works quite well, but it does have its own little way of doing everything. But do check it out. Now, like I said, if you're interested in the program, I will have a link down in the description below where you can actually purchase it. But I know a lot of you might now be thinking, hey, I don't want to purchase it just yet. This video is good and all, but it's not quite sold me. Well, don't worry. If you link down in the description below, there is a 30-day trial. So if you click on that, download your 30-day trial and try it out. And if you like it, well, then you can buy it. If not, then you've wasted nothing, and you've at least tried out a different program and stuff. So anyway, that's it for this little review. Like I said, I highly recommend this program to everyone. And like I said, if you, like I said, there's 30-day trial link down in the description below. Try it out, see if you like it or not. And well, that's it for this video. If you like this video, like this review, how about give me a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and take time to subscribe. I make a lot of photo editing tutorials, as well as other photo photography tutorials in general, and quite a few other technology videos as well. So anyway, that's it for this video, everyone. Hope to see y'all in the next one.